Nintendo.
Now for one of my favourite characters in Advance Wars, Jake. Longest tank commanders in the entire series, second only to Jess of Green Earth. He's one of the first COs that you unlock, and he is playable in almost every mission. But that's not why I like him. He's a good CO for beginners as he has no real weaknesses, and his ground and air units gain a 10% firepower boost on the plains terrain type, the most common type of terrain in the game. His CO power is not to be overlooked either. His standard power, Beatdown, increases the range of all indirect combat units, artillery, rockets, missiles, etc., by 1 space, and the plane's firepower boost becomes 20%. It also gives every unit a 10% increase to offense and defense. His superpower, Block Rock, is very similar. However, here, the plane's firepower bonus becomes 40%, and all ground units gain a 2-space movement bonus. This last effect is very useful for units like Megatanks, which have very limited movement. It also allows you to fall back your damage units or send more powerful ones to the front line. However, Jake appears to sound like a Mr. T wannabe, as he uses quotes like, "Give it up, fool," "What's up now?" "Here, have a taste," and "Bring it!" Quotes aside, Jake is a very useful character in terms of his abilities, and should not be taken lightly. If you do, he will dominate the battlefield and reduce your army to a pile of wreckage within minutes.
Nintendo.
Time for everyone's favourite little pink blob, Kirby. Let's face it, I couldn't really make this list without including the pink puffball and his trademark copy abilities. Kirby has a really hard time in his homeland. All he wants to do is relax with his animal buddies and to eat cake to his heart's content. However, bad guys like King DDD and the Squeak Squad constantly attempt to cause chaos and to make Kirby's life a living hell. Poor Kirby, he doesn't really deserve it. But Kirby has some unique abilities that he has at his disposal to kick the arse of DDD nearly every single day. His signature technique is his inhale ability. This can be used to activate copy abilities and to inhale enemy projectiles. Kirby can also copy the abilities of his enemies after he's inhaled them, and use their powers against them. Kirby can also exhale air to perform moves like the air gun, water gun, and star spit, and he can also sacrifice a copy ability to make a helper version of the enemy he has inhaled to fight alongside him. He can also gain limited flight or floating abilities by clapping his arms. Kirby has also had his fair share of bizarre adventures, such as battling giant robots like the HRH, being split into 10 Kirbys in Kirby Mass Attack, and even travelling to a scrapbook-like world in Kirby's Epic Yarn. In a sense, Kirby is very similar to Mario in his personality. He will stop at nothing to protect the home he loves, has a strong sense of justice, and has fought his way through many strange and grueling areas to defeat his nemesis and restore peace. Long live Kirby, I say.
Nintendo.
You probably know this character. The star of Nintendo from 1985, none other than oh, sorry, wrong character. Instead, we have Mario's archenemy and self-proclaimed Koopa King, Bowser. You really have to give Bowser credit for what he does, kidnapping Princess Peach. It's just a shame that all of his plans, no matter how elaborate, are constantly being thwarted by the likes of the Mario Bros, Yoshi, and even Princess Peach on one occasion. Bowser is also presented as a playable character in Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, which is the first time in a main series game since Paper Mario where this occurs. In said game, Bowser is armed with his minions and a punch and fire breath attack, which means you can easily plow through enemies. Bowser's role in the games changes depending on the game itself. Mario Kart is just Bowser racing for fun amongst his minions and the other characters. The main series platformers, the Mario Party series, show Bowser as the ultimate villain, and the RPGs show him as more of an anti-hero. Aside from his main goal of capturing Peach and ruling the Mushroom Kingdom, Bowser has sometimes had other main goals throughout the Mario series. In Super Mario Galaxy and its sequel, Bowser attempted to build a galactic empire and rule the entire universe. In Super Mario 64 DS, he kidnapped Mario, Luigi and Yoshi, as well as Peach, and then attempted to use the energy of the Power Stars to rule over the Mushroom Kingdom, And in Mario and Luigi Partners in Time, he teamed up with his younger self in order to defeat the Mario Bros. And rule the entire Mushroom Kingdom alongside Peach. One last thing, Bowser's voice from Bowser's Inside Story fits very well with the character.
Mario! Showtime!
Nintendo.
Ah, a character from Pikmin is on this list. It's got to be Olimar. No? Then it has to be the Water Wraith. The Wollywogs? Smoky Prog? Louis? Emperor Bullblax? Then who is it? Got ya stumped with that one, didn't I? For the number 26 spot on this list, I decided to select the Pikmin themselves. Let's face it, without the Pikmin, Olimar would find it impossible to defeat any enemy he came across. Let's do a quick look at each type of Pikmin. As we all know, there are 5 types. Red, blue, yellow, white, and purple. First off, the red Pikmin. These are the first Pikmin you will encounter and have the second highest attack of all Pikmin. They possess immunity to fire and deal fire damage when used to attack an enemy. Next, we have the blue Pikmin. These are the only type of Pikmin that can traverse watery areas and survive in water for long periods of time. This means they can be used to rescue drowning Pikmin and attack enemies on water. However, they have the weakest attack power of all Pikmin types. Then, we have the yellow Pikmin. These are the lightest Pikmin and can be thrown much higher and farther than other Pikmin. They also have the ability to deal electric damage to enemies, which can be very useful in certain situations. Next, the white Pikmin. These are the fastest type of Pikmin and are smaller than other types. They can also detect treasure buried underground and are immune to poison and can emit toxic secretions when eaten to deal massive damage to an enemy. Finally, we have the purple Pikmin. These are the largest and heaviest of all Pikmin types and possess great strength due to their size and weight. They are the most durable of all Pikmin and are required to obtain a number of treasures in the game. After all that, how could you not overlook the Pikmin? Please, please, please give the Pikmin the respect they deserve.
Nintendo.
This next entry comes from the first Mario game I ever played and the character that literally created Mario. This character is Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong, or DK as he is more commonly known, has had one of the most vast character developments in a Mario game. He starts off as a villain in the original Donkey Kong for the Atari and in the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series, but is now one of the good guys and has become one of Mario's many allies. Aside from the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series, DK is a carefree ape who lives on Donkey Kong Island. He spends his days collecting bananas and hanging out with his buddy Diddy Kong. However, when trouble arises, usually from King K. Rool, Donkey Kong leaps headfirst into action to help his friends and to save his island from chaos. Despite this, DK has also been shown to be easily enraged, such as in the Mario vs. Donkey Kong, where he steals all the mini Mario toys and kidnaps the toads who manufacture them, due to the shop being sold out. DK is also shown to be very agile and helpful, as landing on a DK space in Mario Party 8 activates a beneficial effect for the player, and in Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, where he has been able to ski, snowboard and ice skate as well as all the other characters. Finally, DK also possesses formidable strength, as any Brawl player should know, as he's able to lift large objects and destroy solid blocks of ice in one punch. Donkey Kong, I seriously look forward to your next game.